Galileo Galilei. See my white hair and my white beard? Yeah, that's because I'm old. I was born on February 15th, 1564 in Pisa, Italy. I was the son of Vincenzo and Giulia Galilei. I had 5 younger brothers and sisters. My father was a wool trader who taught me to play the lute, which is kind of like a guitar. As a young boy, I loved playing music with my father. When I wasn't playing music or drawing, I loved to think about space and inventions. In 1581, I went to the University of Pisa to study medicine. There, I found a deep interest in mathematics. I decided to leave the university to pursue math and other interests full time. My first major accomplishment after leaving school was building the strongest telescope that had ever been built at that time in 1609. In 1610, I discovered the phases of Venus and the moons of Jupiter. In 1622, I wrote my first book called The Assayer. Sadly, I died due to a heart attack under house arrest at the age of 77. Though I died, people can still enjoy the discoveries that I discovered when I was still alive.
Hi, my name is Hugo Junkers. Most of you have probably never heard of me before. Let me tell you a little about myself. I was born in Germany in 1859. My parents had 7 children. We were all boys. My dad owned a successful business. It was a cotton weaving mill. Me and my brothers were given a great education. The small town I grew up in was named Reddit. Eventually, I became a mechanical and electrical engineer. In 1892, I started my first company. I invented my own type of gas stove. This gas stove is still used today throughout Europe. When I turned 39 years old, I married Therese Benhold and had 12 children. By 1908, I started my research on designing airplanes. Airplanes were my favorite, and I wanted to spend a lot of time designing them. My first invention was all metal wings. Then I designed the first all metal airplane named the J-1. 1 year later, I created the first all metal fighter plane named the J-2. By 1932, my most famous plane, the Junkers Ju, took off. This plane was meant to transport people. By the time I died at age 76, the German government took over my entire business. I am buried in Munich, Germany. My most historical impact was the invention of all metal airplanes. I hope you learned a lot about me.
Hello, my name is John Williams. You may not know my name, but you'll definitely know my music. I'm one of the most accomplished composers of all time. Over the span of 5 decades, I wrote the music for 20 of the top movies ever, which millions of people will instantly recognize. I was born on February 8, 1932, in New York City. When I was 6 years old, I learned how to play the piano and started listening to famous pianists. That's what started my obsession with music. When I was young, I sat next to my piano and practiced constantly. By the time I left elementary school, I played 7 instruments. I graduated UCLA in the Juilliard School and played in a jazz band. I won my first Academy Award for the scary music I wrote for the shark in the movie Jaws. Over the span of 42 years, I wrote the music for the 9 Star Wars films, including 20 hours of music and 60 motifs. While I'm best known for my music is written to complement the story and feelings of the characters. The Imperial March is played whenever Darth Vader enters the room. While I'm best known for Star Wars, I also wrote the music for dozens of other popular films, such as Home Alone, Jurassic Park, and Indiana Jones. In my later life, I wrote the music for the 9 Star Wars films, including for the Harry Potter series, including Hedwig's famous bell sound theme. My most historical impact on the world is that I bridged the gap between popular culture and classical music.
Hi, my name is Winston Churchill. I was born on November 30th, 1874, in Blenheim Palace, Oxfordshire, England. I was the firstborn child in the family. I attended many schools throughout my life. I was not happy nor good at school, but I did enjoy English and history. After I graduated, I spent the next 5 years fighting in faraway places. I graduated from the Royal Military College at Sandhurst, and after I graduated, I spent the next 5 years fighting in faraway places. I served as Prime Minister in 1940 and then again in 1951. On May 13, 1940, I gave my famous Blood, Tears, and Sweat speech to all Britain. I gave this speech to Britain to inspire the British to keep fighting against the Nazi Germany. I asked the Soviet Union and the United States to join forces with Britain, and by doing this, I saved all of Europe Britain from the Nazi Germany. During my second term as Prime Minister, I suffered a stroke in 1953 at the age of 80. I had to resign due to my health. After I retired, I continued to give speeches, give speeches, and paint. I received the Nobel Peace Prize in Literature, was made knight by the Queen of England, and became an honorary U.S. citizen. And on January 10, 1965, I suffered a stroke and passed away on January 24, 1965. The most historical impact in the world was leading the British to victory against the Nazis.
Hello, I am John D. Rockefeller. My most historical impact is dominating the oil industry. Most people know it because of the world-renowned Rockefeller Center. I was born on July 8, 1839, to a poor family. I grew up with 7 siblings and a huge line of cousins and grandparents. My first huge oil empire was in Ohio, dominating America. This was just the first step. In my mid-lifetime, I slowly built my empire. My first attempt was to be a produce company owner. I had also suffered from a hair problem, which soon led to hair loss. I married a lovely wife named Laura Splayman Rockefeller, and we raised 5 children. I was known for almost never losing my temper and any doubts towards most things. When I was 40 years old, I owned 90% of America's oil and was among the top 20 richest men in the world. Critics accused me of engaging in illegal practices such as predatory pricing and colluding with railroads to limit my enemies so I can gain a monopoly in my industry. In 1911, the U.S. Supreme Court found Standard Oil, which is my company, in violation of the antitrust laws, and ordered all of the oil to be dissolved. This was a big setback to me and my monopoly. In the mid-1890s, to my death in 1937, my activity was charitable. My fortune soon peaked in 1912 at almost $900 million, but by that time I had already ruined millions of dollars. Thank you for listening.
Hello, I'm Cleopatra, and I'm going to be telling you a story about my life. I was the first pharaoh to speak to the diverse peoples in one day. They understood me too. I was also the first person to marry my brothers because it was legal. I was also the richest person at that time, so I was able to buy any jewelry that I felt like was special to me. It was amazing how I supported advancements about science, medicine, and became the wealthiest person come to be. I was sad when I found out that my brothers passed away. I was devastated. That's why I let an Egyptian cobra bite me for as long as it wanted. I was very, very sad because I loved my brothers deeply. My positive historical impact on the world was that I supported advancements about science, medicine, and political skills. Hello, I'm Diana, Princess of Wales. I was born on July 1st, 1961 in St. Germain. Before I was princess, I was known as Lady Diana after my father, John Spencer, inherited the title Earl Spencer. I had 2 older sisters, Sarah and Jane, and 1 younger brother, Charles. Up until I was 9 years old, I was homeschooled, and after that, I attended boarding school for the rest of my education. My sister Sarah introduced me to Prince Charles, and in July of 1981, I got married at St. Paul's Cathedral, London. I had 2 sons, Prince William and Prince Harry. I was determined to make the world a better place. I was pensioned of over 100 charities and went around the world meeting with people. I was known as the People's Princess and a symbol of love, compassion, and charity throughout my lifetime. The most historical impact in the world was that I sat with patients with HIV and AIDS to bring awareness to the disease. I was not afraid to fight for what I thought was right, even if it meant breaking protocol. My fashion inspired millions of people. Sadly, I was involved in a fatal car crash in Paris, France when I was 36 years old.
Hello, I'm Napoleon Bonaparte. I was born on August 16, 1769 on the island of Corsica. I was the second child of Letizia Bonaparte and Carlos Bonaparte. I then married my first wife, Josephine, on May 18, 1796, till January 10, 1810, where our marriage was annulled. I then married my second wife, Marie Louise, on March 11, 1810, till my death. I succeeded in bringing peace by defeating Austria as a natural military commander. I then gave up once again and was sent to be exiled to the island of Elba. Then, after a crushing defeat at the Battle of Waterloo, I gave up once again and was sent to be exiled on the island of St. Helena, where I then died at 51 years old on May 5, 1821. My most historical impact on the world was the Napoleonic Code and also reforming the French educational system.
Hi, my name is Arnold Schwarzenegger. I was born in Tallahassee on July 30th, 1947. I am one of the most famous people in the world. I started bodybuilding at the age of 15 on my first competition at the age of 20. In 1982, our star became famous in the movie Conan Barbarian, while became the most famous in everyone's favorite movie, The Terminator. My most historical impact is that the 38th governor of California, where I worked at Universal Healthcare, and reduced California greenhouse gas emissions. Now that I am retired, I dedicate my time to climate change, to dog trees, and myself to Bible champ, Hollywood icon, and to a politician. I'm sure I'll be back. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Isaac Newton. Most of you have probably heard of me before. The legend is that I saw an apple fall from a tree, which had me wondering why that happened. Well, guess what? That legend is true. I actually did see an apple fall from a tree. Let me tell you a little bit more about myself. I was born on Christmas Day, 1642, in Lincolnshire, England. My father was also named Isaac Newton too, but he died before I was born. As a child, I lived with my grandma because I didn't get along with my stepfather. When I went to college, I soon became a professor. When I went to college, the Great Plague hit Europe soon, so I had to go home for a while. This is where I saw an apple fall from a tree. When I went back to college, I soon became a professor at 26 years old. During this time, I had a lot of free time on my hands. I built an advanced telescope and published my first book, Principia, in 1687. It talked about the laws of motion and gravitation. In 1705, I was knighted and became Sir Isaac Newton. By the end of my life, I was a very powerful and wealthy man. Even though I was born a frail and weak baby, I lived a long life and died at 87 years old. I was never married and had no children. I am buried in Westminster Abbey.
I'm Charlotte.
I'm Gianna.
And I'm Cora. And we made Prayer Talk. Prayer Talk is our Christian creation. It has a cross here, and this is our Tinkercad. On the back, you can see our felt velcroed on. And this is our recording device. When you push this button, it'll start praying to you. Prayer Talk is $45. Gianna will now explain more to you with the slides.
Prayer Talk. Our goal. At the beginning of the year, we were instructed to make a product that would help others in their everyday life. This product had to have an AI component, and it could not already exist. As followers of God and students of IHM School, we feel a strong connection with God. That's what led to us deciding to make a cross that would pray and guide you on your journey with Christ. The AI component of our cross. The AI component of Prayer Talk is the voice recorder located behind the recorder, the cross. This recorder helps you with your prayers daily. When you push the button, it will say the sign of the cross, Our Father, Hail Mary, and Glory be. Choose the prayer you would like and then begin praying. Our biggest challenge. Our biggest challenge was finding the right plan. Prayer Talk became our third and final idea. Our first idea we spent a little under 2 months on, but we rejected it. Thankfully, we didn't spend that long on our second idea, but by the time we got to Prayer Talk, we only had a month or two left. Even with delays and setbacks, we managed to get everything finished and ready to be presented. Prayer Talk required an abundance of effort and devotion and time. Making Prayer Talk. We made Prayer Talk by purchasing a cross, a recorder, and a shadow box frame. Then we 3D printed a backing for the cross to match IHM's notable blue color. Lastly, we hot glued the cross to the padding in the frame and then closed it. A lot of attainment and thought was put into this cross. In order to create Prayer Talk, we had to find a suitable cross, voice recorder, and shadow box. We worked very hard to develop the programming for all of our voice recordings onto the recorder. The recordings. We recorded our prayers using our own voices. We spoke into a laptop and then saved the recording as a file. We did all of our prayers and then uploaded them to the recorder. Using the recorder is very simple. All you have to do is press the button on the top of Prayer Talk and keep pressing it until you get the prayer that you desire. Our recorder needs to be charged, but it has a long-lasting battery life. How to charge our product. Charging our product is quite simple. On the back of Prayer Talk is a piece of felt velcroed on. When you remove the felt, our recorder is revealed. As you examine the recorder, you will see a slot that is able to fit the Prayer Talk charger. You will be able to tell that charging is fully done when the bright green light automatically turns off. Now Cora will explain to you our poster.
Alright, so this is our poster, Prayer Talk. So we came up with a slogan, and it's no need to fear. Your favorite Christian invention is here. So the top of our product, you can see that there is the speaker button, and then there's felt. And then the front of our product has Jesus, our Tinkercad design, and of course the crucifixion. The back of our product has the speaker cord, the felt, and the shadow box. Our 3D Tinkercad design is right here. As you could tell, we designed it so that you could 3D print it, and that's what Jesus is laying on. And then this is our digital algorithm that you can look at. And then the prayers that we have on our cross are the sign of the cross, the Our Father, the Hail Mary, and the Glory Be. The right side of our product is just the shadow box. So is the left side, and the bottom of our product is also the shadow box. And this is all our poster. And yeah.
Designer.
Hi, I'm Ailish, the engineer.
Hi, I'm Susanna, the CEO. And this is Smart Recipe. So, Smart Recipe is 2024's new AI scanner that is designed to scan barcodes, as you can see here, and give you 5 different recipes pertaining to the barcodes that you scanned. So, we have our structure, which I'm going to hand off to Ailish to explain our poster and do the demonstration.
Thank you. This is our Smart Recipe scanner, which is connected to my computer, which has our website that we made with Google Sites. It has a home screen, a search screen, and 3 other pages. This computer has our barcodes that we scan and that enters into the search bar. And if you come over here, you'll see our poster that has all of our measurements and more information about Smart Recipe. So let's come to this demonstration over here. And which recipe would you like? We'll do potatoes for now. So when you click on this, it pulls up a link with 5 buttons that have many recipes on potatoes. So right now we'll just do garlic roasted potatoes. And it will pull up a video on it. And for right now, we're just going to show you the beginning of the video because we don't have time to watch the whole thing. And let's go back to Susanna now.
So now we have our Smart Recipe algorithm. We used 4 different programming languages to create our scanner. We used HTML, JavaScript, Python, and CSS. So for example, CSS is a style sheet programming language which we use to create the interface, pop-ups, and homepage of our scanner. And then we have Python, which was used for the general functionality of our scanner. Then we have HTML, which was used for the interactivity of our scanner, and JavaScript, which just brought everything together. So now we have Smart Recipe features. So as you just saw, one of the features we have are recipes. When you scan one of the barcodes over here, you will be given 5 different recipes to choose from. Then we have allergies and diets, which will be accessible once our scanner is in store. So now I'm going to hand it off to Brayden to explain our 3D printed model and how he created it.
Hi, I'm Brayden. As you can see over here, we have 3 different frames for the screen. These 2 up here were prototypes. They did not fit the screen. The bottom one is our main project. It was able to fit the screen perfectly. These screens, they will be put up on the wall of a grocery store, and once they're on the wall, you can obviously see the video that will be playing and the recipe that you need, all the ingredients that you need for it. whatever you want to make, for say chicken. And if we come over here, we will be able to see the actual measurements on how we created it. 118 millimeters by 75 millimeters. Now I'm going to be handing it back off to Susanna to finish us off.
So now we have our smart recipe challenges. So one of the first challenges we had was coding, due to us all being new to coding and creating this intricate scanner. Then we have measurements and 3D printing, which go hand in hand, because with 3D printing you have to have the exact measurements, and if you don't, the process takes 4 hours to print one single case. So you have to have exact measurements in order to have your scanner composed correctly. So now we have our smart recipe total price. It took us about $80 to compose our scanner, and we're planning to sell our scanner for $115 to vendors such as supermarkets and gas stations. So, yeah. Thank you for watching our presentation on smart recipe.
Hi, Ari's project was to create a short film. This is what a flipbook looks like. My flipbook is called The Alien's Plan. And my flipbook is called The Stages of a Flower. Animation is the process of creating that illusion of movement for characters and objects within a two-dimensional space. Traditional 2D animation was hand-drawn, but it can now also be computer-generated. 3D animation is the process of creating moving images in a three-dimensional environment, giving the illusion that these digital objects are moving through a 3D space. We also made a digital storyboard and we printed it. We also made clay characters, and these are their names. This is Mr. Shivers. This is Laura.
This is Emily.
This is Super Gorilla.
This is Mr. Green.
And this is Blob. We also made props. This is a spaceship. This is a hole.
And this is a laser.
And this is our animation.
Hi, welcome to me and my friend Lexi's ACE project. First, we have our flipbooks.
This is mine, and it's called Life Underwater.
And this is mine, called a rainbow.
Next, we have our storyboard. We have a digital one and a paper copy.
And then we have all of them lined up together.
And next we have our play characters.
This one, it took 3 classes. This one, it took 7. And these 2, it took 1 class.
And last but not least, we have our short film. It's not finished, but it's still as important as everything else.
Wait, what? this all took us 5 months.
This is our Safe Camper product. So it's for camping, and it includes a tracker so you know where your campground and where you are at all times. It also has a speaker and a button that play noises that deter and like repel other animals such as like bear or deer. And it also has an automatic spraying system that can spray bug spray or pine spray, which is known to repel bears.
So the current price of Safe Camper is $44.99, including the speaker, the main automatic spraying machine, and the tracking compartment. So to grow Safe Camper, first we will create commercials where we showcase the product for anyone who is interested. Then we will commercialize the product by selling it at better known stores such as Home Depot and Lowe's. Then we will create a website, again showcasing the product, and then we will create social media platforms.
So our product is aimed for like Boy Scouts or Girl Scouts or just campers or anyone who loves exploring the outdoors. And we will communicate with our customers by having a question and answer page and customer service on our website. We'll also have our contact information on the product instructions and on our website. We'll also have our product name and logo on our finalized product.
So during the production of Safe Camper, we faced various challenges. One challenge was the placement of certain features. For example, we had to create a whole different compartment for the tracker, which is this. Then the production of Safe Camper was cut short due to weather and school events. And lastly, we wanted to include certain aspects of Safe Camper, but at the end we were not able to.
So in our Safe Camper, the algorithm is displayed in our tracker, and this is a waterproof, like weatherproof compact tracker that allows for you to know where your Safe Camper is at all times as long as you have the SpyTech GPS mobile app installed on your mobile device. And one of the key algorithms used in our GPS is known as Dijkstra's algorithm, which is the shortest path algorithm that allows for you to find the shortest or fastest path to 2 points on a map. And multiple components of this algorithm are also the trilateration and sensor function, which help you determine where you and your Safe Camper are at all times.
So Safe Camper is a part of the camping industry. Since it could be organized into a certain industry, it can be considered a niche product. And since the camping industry is growing and gaining more popularity, this allows for the success of Safe Camper in the future. And that was our product. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm ready. So, we are the A students. And first we started with creating our flip books, which we have here, which we can show. We have created our flip books here. Then we created our clay characters, and we created our script. Then we created our digital storyboard, and we combined it to make this film. Yep.
Hi, I'm Noelle.
And I'm Caitlin, and we're the founders of Encore.
Encore is an AI tennis racket that speaks to you and records your tennis match so you can watch it later.
Encore costs $149.99, not including tax and shipping.
We all had a conflict of learning a new sport, so we decided to make a tennis racket that will help others struggling to learn the sport not only learn tennis but understand it too.
Encore will teach you how to play tennis if you are a pro or not.
Encore can help you figure out what you need to improve on and what skills you've already mastered.
First step to constructing Encore was spray painting the racket and drawing our logo onto the racket.
Second, we designed 2 pieces on Tinkercad, one to hold our speaker and the other to hold our camera.
Just like any other product making, Encore was not easy and we ran into lots of problems.
One problem that we ran into was figuring out how to allow the camera and the speaker to be secure while you were playing tennis.
Our camera allows you to rewatch your games on the court, not just the sideline.
We 3D printed a special holder to hold our camera to keep it secure and give you access to all the buttons.
Our speaker allows our tennis racket to work by just clicking the menu when you are ready to play the voice demos app.
Our speaker works when you click the button on your phone. It will start to play a voice recording of the terms, allowing the speaker located in the bottom of the racket.
Now we will allow you to hear the
Yeah, you can't hear it that well. It's really loud in here. Our logo is unique because it has the 2 words in our brand name intersecting each other. The words on is in pink, cursive, and purple, and the words court is in print and pink.
Congratulations.
Yes, just